Good evening, afternoon, morning, depending on where you're at. We are back. We are live for another edition of the All Sports Matters podcast. I'm about to say radio show. So used to doing Sunday mornings and Friday nights. Yeah, tune in Sunday mornings at Vibe 95 at vibe95station.com or the Parlay Period app. But yes, we are the brothers of the All Sports Matters uh, sports group. This is what we do. We just talk sports. We are sports, and to us, all sports do matter. I am joined by my two of my brothers, El Jefe, El Chefe, the Cocinero. The cook. I'm speaking Spanish because it's Hispanic Heritage Month, so I want to make sure we feel included. Granted, us Hispanics are so difficult that we get 15 days in one month, 15 days in another month, because we can never make up our minds. We want it all. We want September, we want October, and if you give us February, we'll claim that too. But for now, we're just going to focus on sports. Chef, what's going on, brother?
What it do, man? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. How's school going?
Look, it's a beautiful thing, man. Trying to make creations that make magic happen. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed, brother. I'm very blessed.
That's great to hear. That is great to hear. I can't wait to taste the good tastings that you got out for us here pretty soon. Yes, also joined on board is Fleck Mo, not Mo Money, Mo Problems, but Fleck Mo is here with us. Hey, he traveled on the road in bad weather to make sure he got here with us this evening. How was that travel today?
Man, I rode through storms all the way from Georgia to get back to Alabama because I needed to be here tonight with my brothers.
See, and I appreciate it.
Coach status.
We appreciate it. Our fourth brother is on the road. He will be in shortly in New Orleans, however you want to say it. Nola, that is right. Obviously, we can start every which way.
My daughter's named Nola.
We can start every which way with the show today. But obviously, the topic that's dominated the sports this week is it's pretty much the same topic that's dominated sports all summer. But it took a bad twist, the twist of the leg, twist of the ankle. And Aaron took a bad fall, a bad tumble. 75 seconds, right? 75 seconds worth of play time.
4 plays.
75 seconds worth of play time, and his season is over. I guess we just get out the way. He came out today on Instagram and the Pat McAfee show and said his career is not over, so we're not going to assume it's over until it's over.
He said his season might not be over.
That's the part that blew my mind. He said season. I was like, really?
I don't see that happening. I don't see him coming back this season.
Okay, let's say he gets a great recovery, right? And he gets back in playoff time. Let's take one step back to that. I'll ask you guys, does Zach Wilson and the Jets make the playoffs now?
If building on that hypothetical scenario, if Rodgers is in position to come back during the playoffs, then that means Zach Wilson has played well enough to get the Jets in the playoffs, and I wouldn't interrupt that.
Well, that's my question. You think he's going to put him in that position for Aaron Rodgers to even consider coming back? Say they're 8-7 and they're like a game back or something.
I don't see it. I think that Dolphins offense looked way too explosive. And you got to think that the Bills are going to correct their issues. You know what I'm saying? One, Josh Allen threw 3 picks. They were already going to have a hard enough. I didn't have them winning with A-Rod. You know what I mean? I didn't have them winning that division with A-Rod. So
but you had them in the playoffs, though.
I said that they could make the playoffs.
Right,
I said that division could have 3 teams in the playoffs. And I had the Jets as the 3rd best team in that division. I don't know if that's going to happen now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're taking a downgrade going from Aaron Rodgers to Zach Wilson, unless Zach Wilson like balls out to prove all of his doubters, me being one of them, wrong.
Well, go ahead, Rob.
You're not the only one that's a doubter. I concur with everything you said, and I even take it a step farther because the way that New England looked last week, I think New England is ahead of them right now. They looked even and very dangerous last week. So I don't think they make the playoffs, but if they did, it's impossible for me to believe that they would let Aaron Rodgers, if he made leaps and bounds recovery, that he comes back ready in that time frame for the playoffs, that they would not put him back on the field.
Hold on, you just opened a thought bubble popped in my head, and I'll go right back to you, Rob, and I'll ask you this: you don't think that was more Belichick preparing those guys, knowing he had 4 months to prepare for the Eagles?
And so I'm going to say yes, but one thing I did notice last night, I think everybody's prepared for the Eagles this year, because after watching last night, I think everybody has the playbook in their mind, and they have tape enough to where they are planning religiously for them. So I'm curious to see what week 2 is going to look like for the Pats, and see if they continue that dominance on defense, and if the offense looks decent like it did, then like I said,
they will have a tape. They will have a test Sunday night as the Patriots play the Miami Dolphins, the two Miami Dolphins that threw for 420 something yards. I don't really have a fight in this, but last night you opened that door, and I'm gonna come to you, Fleck. Because Rob did open that door, and I wasn't going here because I had this whole Bills taking my head. But we'll get to the Bills in a minute. We're gonna stay on subject. Last night, Philadelphia struggled against Kirk Cousins, who threw, I believe, 366, something like that, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Are the Eagles in trouble of not even repeating as division champions?
I think it's still early. They haven't gotten AJ Brown involved as much as they should yet. Once they figure that much out, I mean, they got Swift looking like the second coming of Barry Sanders last night. He looked good last night.
Yes, he did.
So they got some positives to build on there. You know what I mean? Devontae Smith had a baller game. He had a monster game. I think once they get all of their pieces clicking again on offense, they're gonna be all right. I think that defense is gonna settle into itself. I think the offense will do the same.
So we saw Jalen Hurts. I saw a bunch of plays. They tried at least every 3 plays, Jalen Hurts trying to do a quarterback scramble, quarterback run. And it's not because of the pressure. It was literally made. It was a design play, like as you said. And it didn't work. They went to the old-fashioned quarterback spy, just like the Patriots did last week. So we're no experts. We're not coaches, but we play Madden enough where we just have to put one guy on quarterback spy, right? And then that kind of takes away the avenues of running.
I mean, obviously not. Swift still had 175?
175.
I said
quarterback. You're talking about the quarterback.
I said quarterback spy, not running back spy.
But see, once and I think it's gonna hurt those defenses in the long run, because you're paying you're what's the word I'm looking for? You're
taking away defender.
Yeah, you're putting that one defender on strictly Jalen Hurts. So now you got Devontae Smith and AJ Brown out there. One of them gonna be one-on-one. You got a running game that looked awesome last night. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the quarterback runs, the traditional running back runs. So if they're going to keep dedicating that one player to Jalen Hurts, I think the Eagles are going to figure that out, and they're gonna make him pay for it.
So a couple of stats here. Go ahead, Rob.
Let's not forget, they still got to deal with, for the last 2 games, Goddard has literally generated no offense, but that's not going to keep happening. You got a monster and a tight end that they're gonna end up getting open soon. And once he gets in the mix, it's gonna turn crazy. It's gonna get real crazy. And like you said about Swift going off last night, if you continue to spot a quarterback and Swift keeps going like this, you're gonna have no choice but to break that mess up. But the Eagles need to fix their defense, in my opinion. Their defense is not it right now.
So, Clark, you briefly mentioned AJ Brown not getting going. But AJ Brown disrupted the sideline and pulled a TO and got in the quarterback's face, and they had to be restrained. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it's still a big deal, right? If Devontae Smith can go off and then nobody else, obviously AJ Brown wants more than just 4 touches, correct?
AJ Brown loves Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna say that first.
Mm-hmm.
We argue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what brothers do. You know what I'm saying? It's not always peaches and cream. We argue.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we got each other's back. And I think that rings true with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts too.
Yeah. I have to.
On the flip side, you have a Kirk Cousins. I'm address here the comments that you made, Austin Davis. We do address our viewership. We appreciate you guys for tuning in with us on the All Sports Matters podcast. Over 700 yards already thrown in 2 games with 6 touchdowns, Mr. Kirk Cousins, but an 0-2 record. Is what is Minnesota doing wrong? I guess is my question.
What is Madison doing? That running game is giving them nothing. They are getting nothing from the running game.
Yeah. It's almost embarrassing. Almost like they get nothing from the run game, and I do mean nothing.
And if Jay Jettis hadn't fumbled at the goal line,
what
would even be talking about?
It was a whole different game.
Right. Exactly.
If Jefferson did not fumble there before the half, it's definitely a whole different game. I think Minnesota would even turn around and win the game, if I'm being honest.
So too. I think so too.
Because that fumble led to Philadelphia's 3 points before the half as well to open up the lead. But turnovers galore yesterday. Nobody could really hold on to the ball as far as fumbling, which is crazy to me. And then speaking of turnovers, since 2018, Sir Josh Allen has led the NFL in turnovers with 94, I believe it is, 94 since 2018. And I set social media on fire. Like, I was getting private messages when I posted that Josh Allen is no longer a top 10 quarterback. Okay, I'll meet you guys halfway. I put down maybe he's number 7, number 8. Either way, he's not what you guys think he is. Let's talk quickly about Josh Allen. It's obvious that they lost the game Monday night because of Josh Allen. It's equivalent to knowing that the Chiefs lost due to Kadarius Toney. We agree on that, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We got to say it.
He definitely played a big part in it.
Hey, we got to say it. And
but Mahomes got no help though from his receivers that game. I mean, Toney, yes, he was the leader of the no help crew. Well, but I mean, they had a lot of drops that game.
But it was at least 2 plays that would have made the Chiefs the winners. One that pick six, and the other one that went for 20 yards, he was wide open.
I totally agree.
That's the game right there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that point. Like, I totally agree with you. I'm just saying he wasn't the only one dropping passes, though, is what I'm saying. So, he had the biggest drops. Let's say it that way.
So has Josh Allen... Okay, let me take one step further. Carson Wentz's second season was MVP consideration, remember? And then he dove in the end zone, broke his leg or messed up his knee or something along those lines, and he was never Carson Wentz again. Remember that, right? Remember that? No, I'm not going to relax. It's not one game. I'm going to reiterate again. Since 2018, Josh Allen has created 94 turnovers. Okay? Now, with that being said, that was their first thing. It's the first game of the season. No, I'm smarter than that. I'm not basing anything off of one game. I will say again, and I will say it slow for the Buffalo Bills fans. Since 2018, one person leads the NFL in turnovers. That is your quarterback, Josh Allen, with 94.
Who's number 2?
Has he hit his plateau, or is that coaching? Because I will address the running back part. They're not running the ball at all. They're just letting Josh Allen just do what he wants out there. What am I missing here?
You know, the guy that stole $5 million from the state of Mississippi and still has not paid it back. He was a gunslinger too.
Are you comparing Josh Allen to Brett Favre, who's won Super Bowls?
No. I'm talking about as far as, you know what I'm saying, the mentality, the gunslinger mentality. You know what I'm saying? He'll win you some games and he'll lose you some games because he has so much confidence in his arm. And you know, that's a
I will before I come to you, Rob, I will throw in one more thing and back to you, Fleck, really quick. Brett Favre did not try to jump over 3 guys to gain 1 yard when he needed 6 for a first down. What am I missing here?
Again, I'm talking strictly about the gunslinger mentality. I'm not even talking about we definitely will not confuse Brett Favre as a runner. So I'm strictly talking about the gunslinger mentality.
He takes risks that are unnecessary,
Exactly.
and literally there's no need for it. So one thing I'm very much cognizant of is the fact that this is the year where if you don't maximize and make it to a Super Bowl, I can tell you right now, you're going to lose Diggs. They're going to start dismantling that team on offense because of the simple fact that Diggs is very unhappy. Diggs is very unhappy, and you can tell that his body language is saying he's ready to get out of that mix because of the way that he plays and the decision making. I mean, even if you think about his post-game interview and the things he was saying in the interview, it makes you like, okay, what's going on? Like,
but he owned it though. I'll give him that. He owned it.
Yeah, I give him that.
He said same game, different day. He owned it. I give him that. But are we like? And I'm coming right back to you, Rob. You said the offense, they'll dismantle it, but isn't the offense only Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs?
No, Gabe Davis is not to be looked over. He's still a very good wide receiver. And then, the run game, Dawson Knox is a very reliable tight end. And then you still got Kincaid, who's young, and he's going to be an issue once he develops into what he can be. So they have some pieces in place, but the big name wide receiver he has, I don't know if he's going to have him after this season if they do not make it through.
You're saying everything right, and I'm going to throw it right back to you. Does it matter what everybody, how can I put this? How everybody else is lined up if they still have Josh Allen at quarterback playing the way Josh Allen has?
Say that one more time.
So you said Gabe Davis, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, Stefon Diggs, they're all pieces that complements the offense. They're all special talents. But does it matter if Josh Allen continues to play the way he has played?
Oh, it's going to matter. Yeah, it's going to matter because he's not maximizing the pieces that he has in place. He doesn't throw to Gabe Davis nearly enough. Not nearly enough. Davis is a completely dangerous wide receiver. Great hands, runs great routes, extremely physical, big guy. He barely gets the ball sometimes in games due to the fact that you got Josh Allen, doing his gunslinger thing. And I know people say that Gabe Davis can't get open, but Travis Kelce knows how to get open, and he ain't lightning fast either. He can pick his spots, but it's harder to do that if you don't have that chemistry like Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes have, where if you have to start scrambling, run to an open spot and he'll get it to you.
It's a little bit unfair because there's no combination of
No, we
Kelsey and
ain't seen
Mahomes
nothing like those.
since Gronk and Brady. So that's
Yeah.
that's unfair to put that. I won't go that far. And you're not wrong. I'm gonna come to you, Fleck, before we move on from the Buffalo Bills. Is it a coaching issue, or is it a Josh Allen issue?
No, it's Josh Allen with that gunslinger mentality. You gonna live or die by the sword. You know what I mean? He's like I said when I opened this up, he's gonna win you some games, he's gonna lose you some games.
Right.
The question becomes, are you okay with that you know what I'm saying, that dynamic? Are you okay with, okay, we're gonna live and die by Josh Allen's arm?
You know, John Marshall, I'm not reading all that because I am not in the mood to.
Oh, Jesus, that's a lot.
But I'm gonna meet him halfway. I know he's trying to get at, because I don't have to read it. John Marshall, I'll give you credit. But here's the thing: I'm gonna go back to coaching because they had running backs in place. Devin Singletary was having a good season, and they stopped handing him the ball. They got Moss. They got Damian Harris. Damian Harris ran the ball one time, I believe, last week. Is that coaching, or is that just Josh Allen doing his own thing? And that's where I came with my question. Now, this weekend, you have to put this together with the question I'm about to ask now. This weekend, they have the Raiders. Okay? So, they have the Raiders. Can they win? Yes, obviously. I'll ask you guys, will they win with the Raiders this weekend?
They should.
At home against the Raiders, yeah.
They should.
Exactly. Rob, you're right. They should.
They should. I hope so.
They're at home against a Raiders team that is, you know, still trying to find themselves.
Right.
So they should win, yes.
Yeah.
Will they win? I don't know, but they should.
I have no damn clue.
All right, quick notes. There's no if. Jacoby Myers is already out.
Yeah, out. Yeah.
Actually, JPP said that. Jacoby Myers is playing. Put him in your fantasy lineup, JPP. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to nothing we say. You won't anyway. I don't care. We're going to move on. Talking about quarterbacks disappointed. And yes, I know it was just week one, but Joe Burrow just crapped the bed. Now here, okay. This is not necessarily a week one issue. I got that. But here it is the real issue, and then I'll give it to you guys. His history of getting hurt. His history of getting hurt. No time to practice. No exhibition time. He hasn't really played with the ones, and that's why he barely threw 75 yards last week, something like that. How much time does Joe Burrow need to become Joe Burrow again?
I think we see it this weekend.
He better.
I think we see it this weekend. Go ahead, Rob.
No, you're right. You said it. He better tighten up ASAP, because this ain't one of those conferences where you're in the AFC North. Your ass ain't got no time to get your life together. You better get your shit together this weekend, because you're going to Baltimore, and you better be ready to play some football. We got a lot.
Baltimore's coming to Cincinnati.
That's right. Baltimore's coming to Cincinnati, but they literally. You better tighten up. Baltimore has a lot of injuries on defense, but you better tighten up.
Chef, I'm gonna cut you off before you go into your biased Ravens rant. And I'm gonna come right back to you though, Chef. Lamar Jackson didn't look good either last week.
So
what was going on there?
Honestly, I think it's him getting the cobwebs off himself, and which I need him to tighten up as well. Like this ain't the NFC South. This ain't one of those divisions where you get to take baby steps every week. You're in the AFC North. You got to fight, and you got to fight every week. So, hopefully it looks better this week. Hopefully it looks better. You know, he's coming off an injury and recovery and learning a new playbook. I get it, but you're not going to be able to take your time. You're going to have to.
I'm coming to you. The only team in that North that looked good was the Cleveland Browns. Like we got to pause when we say that for dramatic effect.
They did look good.
The only team that looked good, Deshaun Watson included, was the Cleveland Browns. Steelers stunk it up against 49ers. I get it, 49ers defense, but it didn't look good regardless of what defense was out there. Bengals looked atrocious with Joe Burrow, and the Ravens, even though they beat the Houston Texans, they did not look good at all.
Right.
The only reason they won because it was a even worse team that they played against in the Houston Texans. So talk to me about the North and which team will take a big step further this weekend.
I'm going right back to Joe Cool. I'm going right back to the Bengals. You hit all the major points on him. You know what I'm saying? No preseason. He still was nursing that calf injury. The weather was terrible. I'm not gonna totally give him that because Cleveland played in those same elements and they look good. But I think the Bengals are gonna come out. I think that one's gonna end up being. I think Lamar and Joe Burrow are both gonna look good this weekend because they both are coming off subpar games for players of their caliber. So I think that's my game of the week. I think that one's gonna be a good one.
So we can agree. Well, I hate to use the term "it can't get any worse" because obviously worse happened to Aaron Rodgers, so we don't wish that on anybody. But so all 4 teams playing each other, right? Cincy against Ravens, and we got Steelers and Browns.
Right.
As the second Monday night game, 2 Monday night games this week.
So who wins, Browns or Steelers?
Man, it's kind of hard to pick against the Browns after the way they looked in week 1.
Yeah.
That defense, Myles Garrett looked so hungry. Like that defense looked good.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
They look terrifying.
And I don't know if that was good Cleveland defense. You know, I say this a lot in our group chat. I don't know if that was good Cleveland defense or just bad Bengals offense that week, but I'm gonna until they show me otherwise, I'm gonna say it was good Cleveland D. So yeah, I got the Browns winning Monday night. It's in Pittsburgh though, so it's kind of hard to pick against Tomlin at home too, but
you got to remember also Deontay Johnson, he's out.
Yeah, good point.
Good point.
So
great point. With
him being out and the way Garrett played, when you could do the crossover move, the last player, it got real out of control at the end. It really got out of control. That Browns defense was next level.
Myles Garrett was having fun.
He was having a blast. So I'm with you, brother. Like, yeah, you can't pick against Cleveland right now, and it's so hard because you know how Pittsburgh is at home.
Exactly.
So one more point about Cleveland before we move on.
I was about to say that too. Najee Harris
Najee Harris been running like shit since he joined the league.
Is it because he was playing? Was he running like shit, or was he playing the San Francisco 49ers?
No, I'm gonna go back to last season again.
I'm about to say my opinion
is not based on one game.
I mean, towards the end of the year, but at the
my
beginning
opinion is not based on one game.
Najee
was not looking good last season.
He starts off strong at the beginning and dwindles down at the end after injuries and all of that good stuff. But I don't know. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt for last week.
Jaylen Warren looked decent though. The backup
Warren looked amazing.
We saw McCaffrey go off against Pittsburgh, and then we see Nick Chubb. Are those the top 2 running backs in the league right now?
Which 2?
Chubb and McCaffrey.
Oh well, I mean,
I'm going to get ridiculed for this one, but I mean, Swift looked pretty damn good.
That's what I was going to say.
One game. We're not basing off of one game.
Well, I mean, yes, we are because CMC only played one game.
No,
we're doing one game.
No, he hasn't missed since he's been in the 49er. Remember, we said that he got on a good team. He forgot how to get hurt. You know, you just said we're not going to base this off of one game. Right.
Nick Chubb and CMC have only played one game this year.
No,
we had the top 2 running backs this year.
Yeah, what I'm saying is they had the top 2 last year. Was them 2. You might throw Eckler in there,
I was
but he
about to
gets
say,
hurt.
yeah, you can't, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying right now, who are your top 2 running backs? That's what I'm saying.
And what Fleck was saying is what I was about to say. It's kind of difficult because after Swift did what he did last night, I gotta include him. I gotta include him in that conversation.
You guys trade your number 1 running back for Swift. Then I'm gonna look y'all up on fantasy, and I'm gonna try to find that trade. And you guys trade for Swift if you want.
I got Swift, and I appreciate him going off last night. I'm thankful,
Who? You said you're gonna trade? You gonna trade me Swift?
I'm not trading nobody.
No. I'm talking about here.
If you got Chubb and McCaffrey, yes.
I don't have either one of them.
Then we stop. Then the conversation ends right here.
So you agree? So you agree that Swift is in that same conversation?
No, I said if I had Swift and you had Chubb or McCaffrey, I would do that trade in a heartbeat. That's what I'm saying.
But see, that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying that Swift is better than them two. I said he's in the conversation.
After 1 game, really? No, we're not doing that.
CMC and Chubb have only played 1 game this year. I'm basing this off of this season.
Okay. Remember Jonas Gray?
I'm basing it off of this season, bro.
Ran for 266 yards, 4 touchdowns, and got cut the next day.
So do you think Swift is going to get cut tomorrow?
No, Philly doesn't run a military-style organization like Belichick does. Go ahead, Chef. You got something for us, Chef, before we move on?
No, you good. Go ahead.
All right. You said terrified.
They figured out how to play Swift is what I'm getting at.
It's bad
because against New England, he only had 1 carry.
Yeah.
And then you have him last week and he has 28, or last night, and he has 28 carries.
Because they didn't have Gainwell.
75.
Gainwell didn't play. He was out.
Well.
Okay, so you're making my point for me.
And Gainwell
utilize Swift. I guarantee you next week, Swift will get half the carries and a quarter of the yards he ran for that he did last night. I put that on
and that would be bad Philly coaching.
That would be horrible after coming off a game like this.
Because it's not like Gainwell set the league on fire last week. He only had 14 carries for 50 yards or something along the line. Right?
At the end of the day, that was bad Vikings defense.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Right.
I'm just not ready to dismiss him, though.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not dismissing him, but he's not in the conversation of top running back right now. He ran for 178 yards yesterday. He might finish with 325 for the season.
Okay, well, I'm basing this off of right now. I can't look at the future.
Off of 1 week.
Chubb and CMC have only played 1 game. Right. So if Chubb and CMC come out this weekend and stink it up, are you going to say, well, you know what I'm saying? Are you still going to use that same logic?
Well, I know they won't stink it up because.
But if they do,
I'm not doing butts. I'm going by what I know.
You did butts on Swift.
No. I know Swift did 1 game. That's it. We saw that against the Vikings defense.
So, okay, I'll take it a step further. So say Chubb goes off, McCaffrey goes off, and then all of a sudden, and not all of a sudden, but then Henry goes off, Jacobs goes off. Who do you say is the top 2?
They will be back to normal. Now, I will consider Henry a top 2 running back. I do, because of his history. Of course, yeah. I'll consider Henry in a heartbeat. Jacobs had his best season last year. It just happened to be a contract year. I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
When you're supposed to have it.
Right.
That's exactly what you're supposed to have.
Obviously, I'm a Titans fan. And I think Tennessee may have run Derrick Henry into the ground. I think they're running him into the ground.
They are.
Because he did not look like
nearly.
You know what I'm saying? He looked good in flashes, but he did not look like the Derrick Henry that we've become accustomed to.
Right.
This is his contract, right?
Yes.
I pray he gets out of there and get somewhere where he can get on a balanced out team and
No,
compete.
Henry needs to go somewhere where there's a 1B.
I
Yeah.
agree. No,
He
I
needs to go
agree.
somewhere where there's
He
a
needs to go
1B
somewhere
running back.
where they have a nice pass catching.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
Yeah.
the Atlanta Falcons are doing it right. They're not putting
Yes, they
Bijan
are.
out there every snap. They're
Jesus,
not. They know what they got a Bijan Robinson, but they also know they got a Tyler Algier.
He
Jesus.
That's
did
a
stiff
1B.
arm, dude. Yeah, he did stiff arm, dude.
He's still on B.
That's why I said in flashes, he looked like
Right.
there was points where
But you know what I'm saying? He has to go somewhere where there's a 1B.
You and I'm
like
shocked.
where, like what? If you guys had to put him in the perfect Baltimore, of course you're gonna say Baltimore. It's not your own
No.
team, but if you had to
Do
put
not go to
Not my own
Baltimore.
team.
Every
I
running
would
back
say-
is hurt.
hurt.
Every
Yeah.
running back is hurt. Do not go to Baltimore.
So look, if it's not my team and I had the opportunity to send him somewhere, I would send him to Miami.
No,
I said Miami.
they're a pass happy team.
But he
hold
would
on.
he would add that extra aspect to where you
Yeah.
would have to respect the run game.
Hold on.
Exactly.
I'm gonna throw it somewhere, and you guys will probably not know where I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna throw it to DC and the Commanders. Him and a Brian
I don't
Robinson.
see you wrong with that.
But I wouldn't go
Him
there.
and a
But-
Brian Robinson.
Mm,
They have all the weapons on offense, and still have a young team where Derrick Henry doesn't have to be the focal point. And that's the whole thing. At this point in Derrick Henry's career, he can't be the focal point.
I don't think it'll happen. But Dallas.
oh Jesus.
No, that's actually yeah.
Dallas.
Well,
That would be damn terrifying.
that's no.
That
So-
would be
Dallas
That
is
would
in the
be
running
scary.
momentarily for Jonathan Taylor. They balked out because they know they had to give him that extension, which they didn't have the money for. So,
Miami. And Miami's back in the conversation about that as
well,
well.
yeah, but the issue with the Colts want Waddle, and they're not trading Waddle.
They ain't getting one.
Yeah, they went crazy with their demands anyway.
Yeah.
Because they wanted Watson from the Packers, who was like literally there. You know what I'm saying? When he's healthy, he's their best
He's the
receiver.
best option. Yeah.
I don't even know what the heck is going on with Christian Watson and the Packers, but you did bring up a great point. Jordan Love looked good
He did.
last
Yes,
week.
he did. Goodness
He
gracious.
And who said Jordan Love was going to be a good quarterback coming to the season?
I didn't.
I didn't.
I definitely didn't.
That's awesome.
Hold on, one of us has his hand up.
Yeah, I said you. I was like, that's a good call because I did not see that happening.
I thought you was about to salute.
No,
I didn't know what you had going on.
Acknowledge me.
I thought you was about to salute. I didn't know what you
We
had
ain't
going
heard on
on.
Friday nights a couple months. Acknowledge me because
Acknowledge
I
me.
knew Jordan Love, and the crazy part about it is he's doing it with a lot of injuries on the wide receiving core. Dobbs is playing hurt. Watts is not playing at all.
Hey, is that a overreaction off of one game though?
It is, and I'm gonna well, yes and no. You're not wrong because it's the Bears defense. They've been atrocious against Green Bay. I'll give you that. Now, who just said that?
Yeah, that's
If you realize
agree with
Jordan Love's sitting,
I agree with that.
and how he finished last year, they finished strong. They were one game back. Rodgers got knocked out with injury. Jordan Love came in. They won.
I agree with that.
And then Aaron Rodgers lost that last game against Atlanta, I believe. And they were one game out from the playoffs. All because Jordan Love carried the team. He wasn't a savior, but he didn't lose it either. And that's where Jordan Love does his thing. And I called it weeks ago. Watch Jordan Love. Watch Jordan Love. And imagine when he gets Christian Watson back. That division is that weak that the Packers could be a force still to be reckoned with because the NFC is not that.
I still think that North is the Lions division to lose this year, though. I still think it's the Lions division to lose.
I'll give you that. I will give you that. Imagine when they get Jameson Williams back. James Reynolds is a name nobody really talks about, and he had 5 catches, 80 yards. So
who?
James Reynolds, Craig Reynolds, James Reynolds.
Josh
Josh
the
Reynolds.
Lions.
Yes.
Yes.
Josh Reynolds.
Josh
Right.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
He was somebody that came in spurts the last couple of seasons, but he showed out week 1. Like I said, 5 catches, 80 yards. And what did I say? The Lions need a number 2.
Who said that last comment?
Said that now at the right, irrelevant.
Did I not say before the season started that I
Yeah.
thought the Lions would win the NFC North?
Yes, you're right.
So I don't know who said, oh, okay, I guess I do know who if you don't want to mention the name. Never mind.
So, but what I mentioned was the Lions need a number 2 wide receiver to continue
You
to.
did.
And
You did.
what if it's Josh Reynolds until Jameson Williams come back? You know, is it still their division? You said it, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to come here because this hurt my soul Sunday night. But obviously, I won't be a sports journalist if we didn't bring up the child abuse charges on the Dallas Cowboys.
Beat down at MetLife.
Jesus.
Now, am I the only one that saw the Giants gave up after the second, after the pick 6?
They definitely got deflated.
Completely.
I think the coaching staff gave up on that team too.
I think so too.
Because there was no way you take out every starter except for Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones,
You
exactly.
leave your $40 million quarterback in with a patchwork offensive line and receivers that they grabbed off the street corner. Like that was I didn't understand that one at all. And Daniel Jones tried to spin it like, you know, he wanted to stay in. He never went to it. It's not about whether he wanted to or not. As the coaching staff, you know this game is over. You protect your investment. You invested $40 million in this guy, and you left him in a 40-0 blowout. Like I didn't understand that one at all.
Michael Parsons even got upset about
like
that.
Joe Burrow got pulled in the third quarter. He got pulled. He didn't play at all in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So they're protecting their investment. Like I don't know what the Giants were thinking. Like I didn't understand that one.
You know, what's crazy to me before I come to you, Rob. What was crazy to me is the first drive, they took it all the way down the field. Saquon ran it all the way down the field. You know, he was running 6-7 yards a carry, going on down the field. And when they blocked the kick, they returned that for the touchdown. The next series, the wet ball went to Saquon, pick 6. And then after that, they just gave up. Now, Parsons is a problem, but so is that rest of that defensive line.
Yeah, man. That
Cowboys defense. How can I put this? The Cowboys defense might win them the Super Bowl. If
I agree with it. I can agree with it.
Yeah.
I can agree. If Dak doesn't turn into the Dak that we've come to know, if Dak doesn't turn into Dakota, then that defense could very well carry them to a Super Bowl.
But am I missing it? Because Dak's the interception prone year was last year really only. He didn't really throw a lot of interceptions prior to that, but last year he was in rare air last year because he was out there tossing them like they were hotcakes. But you spot on that Falcon defense.
4 or 5 games and then still threw 15 picks.
Yeah, he was going for it all last year with the picks, but I mean, like you guys have already said, as long as the game is managed properly, there's nothing you're going to be able to do because that defense is bananas. Like this weekend, I feel real bad for the Jets because Zach Wilson, I really hope you got some good underwear on because they're going to rip your drawers off and have you run around with your ass out. They're going to be on him. They're going to be on him like a tight T-shirt on Mark Henry. Like they are about to be on him, and I feel so bad for that young man because he need to get all his affairs in order because they're going to be on his ass all game long. So I'm gonna pray for young fella.
Hold on, but on the flip side, let's not. And it's crazy because it's gonna be a defensive game, I believe.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The Jets defense ain't nothing to
Shake a
sell
stick
short either.
Yeah, the Jets defense look, but I mean, but you said it yourself. Was it great Jets defense or Josh Allen offense?
Both. To me, that was both. So he threw 3 picks. 2 of them was 2 Hail Marys. Like, come on.
Right.
That was dumb. That wasn't something the defender went out his way to go get. It was literally up there. He waited for it.
Yeah, that first one was. I said it as soon as we saw it. I was like, that was a punt.
Yeah. So bad Josh Allen, but the fact that they held him rushing, they got to Josh Allen in that backfield.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you guys going forward, which defense would you rather have? Niners, Cowboys, or Jets?
As right now, like right now, I'm taking Niners, Cowboys, Jets in that order.
I'm taking Niners, Cowboys, and Jets, but the line between the Cowboys and the Niners is real
very
thin.
thin. Yeah,
It's
very
real thin. And why you playing? If Pittsburgh keeps playing the way they are, you're going to have to put them in that conversation soon. They didn't have a good first game.
I was about to say no.
The first game wasn't the greatest.
They CMC ripped you asshole.
That first game wasn't the greatest, but
they got
and
Pro Bowlers.
And then they lost Cam Hayward for 8 weeks.
That's the other
Cam
part.
Hayward's out
Never
for 8
mind, I
weeks.
forgot about Hayward. Never mind, disregard everything I just said. Yeah,
So,
it's still that 3 week we mentioned in the way we mentioned it.
Previewing a couple more games this weekend, since we mentioned the 49ers, they got the Rams. I don't know if our Rams fan is still in the audience watching us. Austin Davis, by the way. So I'll throw that out there. Stafford looked refreshed, reborn somehow with no name wide receivers. Because if you went into the season talking about who the heck is Tutu Atwell and
Puka
Acapulco, you're like, who are these guys? But they both had 100-yard receiving, touchdown apiece, and Kyron Williams as your number one, not Cam Akers.
That was the I mean, of course, Kyron Williams had that buzz about, himself coming into the season. Like the receivers, they were not on anybody. They were not on many people's radars. I'll say it that way.
Nobody's
Williams at least was a name that was on people's tongue. You know what I'm saying? It was a name that, look out for this guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Tutu and Puka.
Greatest names ever.
You have to be on the sideline talking about, give me a Tutu, give me a Puka. You got to be, right? You have to.
Puka.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be on that sideline. But are you also on that sideline talking about Cooper Kupp? Who?
Oh,
no, God. You better not be.
That
dude is still a top 5 receiver in the league when healthy.
Yes, arguably.
You better not be
top 3, arguably.
I'm more like, okay, these young guys, Tutu and the Pukas, they're getting their confidence. So when Kupp does come back, it's like, okay, boom, now you got a 3-headed monster that you have to deal with. If these two can still keep building on what they did in week 1, if Tutu
and you try to trade me Van Jefferson.
Well, I mean, again, Tutu and Puka came out of nowhere. Van Jefferson was the name that was being buzzed as the de facto number 1 while Kupp was out.
And we knew that wasn't the guy, though. I knew that wasn't the guy.
Yeah, I agree. That was a mistake. I said it. I told you that when we were talking in the chat. I was like, hey, my bad on that one. I was totally wrong on that one.
So Rams Niners, who wins? What score? Ugly, pretty?
Okay, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We just gave those receivers all the praise. They're still young. I think that Niner defense turns them inside out. I think Niners 28-10.
I was going to even go as far as Niners 35-13. And I'm being generous with the 13 because I really believe that Niner defense is going to knock all their meat out their taco.
So we'll stay in division, and I'll ask you guys what happened to the Seattle Seahawks last week.
Good question.
How do we approach
what did happen to him?
Well, I know one thing.
Did Geno Smith realize he was Geno Smith?
Geno Smith yelled out, "Oh shit, he's coming!"
Oh my God!
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
That was awesome.
You see Aaron Donald coming at you. I'll probably yell the same thing.
I think I would have yelled too.
Look, he was calm compared to how I would have found it.
Hey, look, you would have got it.
Been like, oh.
I tell you right now, you would have got a quick and fall down.
Well, look who decided to show up to work today.
Well. Walking in, trying to get fined.
I've been at work.
The show's over.
Look, I'm only here so I don't get fined. Because the guy that run our production is the guy that run our production like the.
And we're on the team of Marshawn Lynch, and we're talking about what went wrong with the Seattle Seahawks. They're supposed to be in the top 5 with them drafting in Jigba, right?
They the Seattle Seahawks, bro. That's all you need to know. That's what went wrong with them. They thought Geno Smith was about to be it. Everybody knew from last year that was it. So they the Seahawks. Next.
So no, hold on. Did one panel member here said he would win the division?
Who?
Yeah,
it was somebody here that said that, wasn't it?
No, I did. I'm saying I did say that. But that's also before I saw how good that Niners defense looked too. But yeah, I did say that. I'm not gonna hide that one. I did say it.
But we knew that the defense already gonna be good.
We did.
I didn't know that they were gonna be that good. I knew they were gonna be good. I didn't know.
I don't know.
Like they were dominant.
Yeah, to the point where it was scary how dominant they were.
I did keep Geno, but still, Geno go put up numbers. That don't mean they gonna win.
Right.
So,
but again, are we gonna overreact based off of one?
No.
No.
But like I told you, coming into the season, the 49ers was one quarterback away or one good elbow away from making it to the Super Bowl.
Well, I had to say something that would stir the pot.
Keep the pot
You
rolling.
know what I mean? Like if we're all sitting up here going chop, 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 that's boring, right? I had to say something that would stir the pot.
Something
whether I actually believed it or not.
So before we move on,
you said you told us the Giants wouldn't win 40-0 either, wouldn't lose 40-0 either.
Everybody had the Cowboys. Well, I had the Cowboys winning.
I don't think anybody saw that happening, but yeah.
No, not 40-0, obviously.
Not 40-0. Yeah, I was about to say not 40-0. I had the Cowboys winning too, but not 40-0.
I don't think nobody thought it would be like that.
The game of the week last week was the Chargers.
Exactly. I don't know who said that. Again, a lot of quarterbacks look bad week 1. But yeah, I agree with that comment. And I hope it's not who I think said it, but I agree with that.
No, that was John Marshall.
Okay, I agree with you, Mr. Marshall.
So we talked about the NFC West. We're going to move on to the AFC West. And the game of the week was the Chargers losing to Miami. Now, that's a good loss, only losing by 2. But we're going to focus on the West. Raiders won their game. Broncos lost their. Raiders beat the Broncos. Chargers lost by 2. Their offense was clicking on every cylinder.
The Raiders were the only team in the West to win.
Yes. Let's talk about this week. Again, we're not basing off of one. The Chiefs don't have an easy matchup against the Jaguars.
They have their top weapon back though.
In Jacksonville.
And they get Chris Jones back as well.
Yeah.
So, are the Chiefs winning? Let's just say that. Are the Chiefs winning? Jags winning? What are we looking at?
I think right now the Chiefs are only favored by 3.5?
Let me look. One thing I know is which Tony are we getting? Are we gonna get point shaving ass Tony or
if that's who you're dependent on? as your X factor, then yeah, the Chiefs have already lost.
Well, I'm not going to say I depend on him, but he needs to be a better complement to Travis Kelce this week, because Travis Kelce is looking like he's going to be able to play this week. But they're going to need another weapon to step up and not be standing on the sidelines looking pitiful and shaving point.
Justin Ross, yeah, he disappeared. All of them guys disappeared.
They
Rishi
just
Rice
all
was like the only one that, you know what I'm saying, like had a good
Rashid
game.
Rice, what's his name?
Rishi.
Rishi.
Rishi. Okay.
Reese's
Rice.
Pieces
Rishi.
Say
Rice.
that 3 times fast. Rishi Rice.
Reese's Pieces Rice showed out. He was like, "Hey, welcome to the
Reese's
NFL
Pieces.
kind of game." But
I
here,
don't
okay,
think, but I mean, you still got Mahomes at quarterback. You're getting Kelsey back. Mahomes is going to figure out a way to get a secondary target involved, whether it be Rice, whether it be Sky Moore. I don't think it's going to be Tony. And I'm a Gators fan, and I don't know. I just never. Once he got to the NFL, it's like he just got lazy. He was content, and that's all types of bad for Tony.
He just showed his true orange and blue colors.
But I'm not going to dismiss whatever. I'm not going to dismiss Jacksonville.
They play Tennessee this weekend, by the way.
Who?
Don't Florida play Tennessee this weekend?
Oh, okay. You're talking about the Gators, yeah. No, I thought he was talking about the Titans.
I did too. That's why I was like, what?
What?
He was talking about NFL. That's why I was like, who?
What happened now?
But I'm not going to dismiss Jacksonville's chances, though. I think Jacksonville can go in there. I mean, they're in Jacksonville. I think they can win that game. Calvin Ridley was as advertised.
Calvin Ridley showed why he was an idiot for betting his own account. Two,
On his own team.
Atlanta Falcons. Hold on, we're not going to. We're going to discredit Atlanta Falcons for trading him for nothing. Because imagine if Calvin Ridley would have stayed in Atlanta.
They got a bunch of magic beans.
I think he had to leave.
He was having mental health issues.
Only because like there was other underlying issues outside of, like you said, the mental health issues. I don't think Atlanta like fully supported him after the suspension.
Right.
Well, they were focusing on what's going on with Marcus Mariota, who, in his own sense, had mental health issues as well. But back to Jacksonville, they didn't throw Christian Kirk's way at all,
Didn't have to.
I was about to say, and they still, you know what I'm saying, look damn good doing it.
And that's the part.
They
What happened
brought
this
up the value of Zay Jones,
Exactly.
Evan Ingram, Ridley, and didn't throw Christian Kirk's way. Jacksonville is dangerous.
Yeah,
Once
and you didn't even mention Etienne and Bigsby is going to be. I think Bigsby's going to goal line yardage back.
So my question
said Evan Ingram yet.
No, well, I mentioned Ridley.
Yeah.
I will throw it up to the panel and say predict the score and how the game is going to run out between Kansas City and Jacksonville.
I think it's going to be a shootout. There's going to be points galore.
Last team with the ball.
I think Jacksonville wins. Like I as a Titans fan, I hate to say that, but the Jags, I think they win. And it's going to be a shootout type game. It's going to be it might be what we saw last week with the Chargers and the Dolphins. I think it's going to be that type of game, a 38-35 type game.
I'm going to go with, and Jim, you were right, 3.5 points favorite. I'm going to say 31-28, and I'm also going to go with Jacksonville.
Oh, you going with Jacksonville too? Well,
Hey,
I'm gonna have to be the outlier. I don't think Patrick Mahomes loses 2 in a row. I think they win, but I think they win 38-35.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't disagree with that either. You know what I'm saying? It could go either way. I just think that Jacksonville team, they like Trevor Lawrence is playing some good ball,
He
and
playing good ball.
he has
He
weapons
is.
galore.
He does. He really does.
Like I
And
said, if they played the way that they played last week without Kurt getting involved, just imagine what they're going to do to get him incorporated this week to get him
right,
involved.
and I get that, and I look at the way Mahomes played last week, and they still was in a position where they could have possibly won the game without Kelsey, and now he gets his number one target back. So I think they gonna be more dangerous when once he comes back. So I think like I said, I think the Kansas City wins 38-35.
And I wouldn't bet against that either. And
I'm enjoying all the scores you guys are putting up there because, as a Mahomes fanatic, I guess I am all for more points for me in fantasy. Because week one was just a bad week for quarterbacks outside of Tua Tagovailoa, Male,
Donnie.
Ricky Tiki Timbo.
Yeah, so that to me that's insane. We're looking forward to week two. Catch us Sunday morning on Vibe 95, www.vibe95station.com, or the parlay period, as we will break down week two on the Radio 11 Eastern, 10 Central Sunday morning. It's crazy how the two people that showed up late outside of the panel, we're talking about the viewership, are two Cowboys fans.
Sense.
You guys missed out. We already discussed the Cowboys. And
we gave them props.
We did give them props, but guess what? If you ain't watched it, we didn't give them props.
You got to go back and look. You got to go watch the
He
replay.
said if you ain't watch it, we didn't give him props.
You got to watch the replay.
I'm going to say. Don't gas them anymore.
Who's the game of the week?
I say we made picks already.
No, we have not. And
Who's
I'm just making sure
game
because I got here late.
no.
The game of the week first.
No, we had a
Game of
lot
the
to
week.
talk about. You missed out on Josh Allen falling down the rung of quarterbacks. But yeah, no flag. Ask the question. That was my question next. Who is your game of the week?
I like that Cincinnati Baltimore game.
Ooh.
I think Joe Burrow has a bounce back game. I think Lamar Jackson has a bounce back game. I think that's going to be a good one.
That will be a good one.
And mine is that Chief Jags game. That's going to be a barn burner for real.
No, I'm with Rob. It's definitely Chiefs Jags. It has to be. The amount of talent on both sides of the ball on each team on offense is ridiculous. I expect a high scoring game. I wouldn't be surprised either team wins. I won't be surprised either team loses.
And I
That's
said
the type of game we're going to see. And I really believe it's going to come down to who has the ball last. So,
right. And y'all two joined up. I'm gonna go ahead and join Fleck. I like the looks of that Ravens Bengals game too. I feel like both of those teams, because both quarterbacks really had an off week last week. Both of those teams they do to turn something around and do something. So I'm looking for all of the fireworks to happen Sunday.
So I'll ask the follow-up question. Which team you think will fall from their week one grace? A team that surprised you week one won't surprise you as much week two. Like they're back to normal.
I can't answer that question because y'all go say I'm being a homer.
Where you think the 49ers?
So what, you're gonna diss the Niners?
No, the Rams.
No, that's unfair because they're playing the 49ers defense. That's a caveat. That's like any team will play Leicester.
They just go, okay, so I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, no,
okay.
any team. I'm talking about teams like somebody posted, the Falcons, the Saints play the Panthers Monday night.
I was just about to say, I think the Falcons come back to ground level this week.
Yeah.
There's a good possibility they come back to being the Falcons.
Fleck, you mentioned earlier, the Browns and Bengals. What if the Browns come back?
And that's what I was about to say. I think the Browns against the Steelers. I think the Browns come back down there.
The Commanders too, because the Commanders I picked them to win last
Broncos,
week.
though. Well,
I picked them to win last week, and they came about it. They lucked into it, but I don't think with the Broncos. Yeah, it's the Broncos, but the Broncos will give them more of a fight than the Cardinals did.
and they got
Cardinals
Jerry
gave him a
Judy.
fight though.
Exactly.
I told y'all, Josh Dobbs is gonna have them boys in games that they shouldn't be in.
You did, but and what I'm saying is I think the Broncos will give them more of a fight.
That was more defense
that.
than Josh Dobbs, honestly.
And-
But
and you
Josh
gotta-
Dobbs is gonna do his thing, is what I'm getting at.
And you got Jerry Judy coming back for Denver this week.
You do.
So yeah, I think
that's a
Yeah,
good.
they got him down to play. I'm glad you said that because
I'll say the Commanders are
fantasy league. I had to put him in. I forgot to do it.
So, gentlemen, with that being said, who is your survivor pick?
Man, oh man.
By the way, I'm missing a lot of picks for this Sunday. Don't make me chase y'all down because I will put down.
Hey,
I will put down a rant
Hey.
for everybody.
They don't pick then.
They don't pick, they out.
They out.
Don't tell them
Get them
nothing.
out of here. Get them
Don't
out
tell
of here.
them nothing.
They playing with their own money. If they don't pick, they
Right.
go.
They go.
You shouldn't have to remind them to
Right.
deal with their money.
Who want to go first?
You know,
Go ahead, Jim. I went first last week.
go ahead, Jim.
What the?
I went first last week.
Amir was about to go, and then he was like, "Yeah, you go
No,
ahead."
well, I
That's
was
cool.
about
I'll
to give
go.
a whole story about before the season started. I was picking the Giants this week, but due to week one, I got to backtrack. Right? You know, I had to be like, no.
All right, but I think that they could win though. I'm not picking them, but I think they can win.
I'm
I
picking the
think they
Giants to
could
win. I'm picking the Giants to win, but not in the
What
survivor.
the heck?
But I am picking the Giants to win. But
You
What?
said it, Jim?
I'm not
Jim,
putting
you
money
said
on
it?
it.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Don't say it, Jim. Don't you say it. I know what you're looking at. Don't you say it.
We got to let the audience know that SmackDown is on right now.
What?
Their faces.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness.
God.
Hey, gentlemen, we're trying to do a show here.
I'm sorry.
You know, Jim.
I'm sorry. It happened.
We're trying
We
to
know,
do a show
Jim.
here, gentlemen.
Oh,
Gentlemen,
Throwing me off.
hey, survivor pick. Yeah, that's a good one though. But
That's a
survivor
good
pick.
one. That's a good one. You like that? As crazy as it sounds, and I
is why
hate that I'm
can't
about
do
to
this.
pick them, but I'm picking the Cowboys.
I can see that.
Majority of the
SmackDown is on Fox.
For now.
Cowboys. You got the Cowboys. Next.
I'll go. This week I'm taking the easy way out. I'm going 49ers.
Taking the
You
You gotta go with the easy one.
Yes, I am. I'm not gonna
That
hurt
might not be as
myself.
easy as you think it's gonna be though.
It's gonna be easy enough.
That's
It's easier
definitely-
than some of these other picks.
What's funny is that's who I was gonna pick, but now I'm not. 'Cause we do that shit every week. Yeah. Skip me. I'm gonna go with the Chargers over my Titans.
And that's the other one I was gonna go with.
Hey,
Don't go Niners
Hold
over
on.
the Rams because you picked them.
I will not be doing my job if I don't let you and everybody else know that Eckler is out Sunday.
Yep.
There is out.
Yeah, but the Titans are missing their starting safety and one of their starting cornerbacks. And Joshua Kelly, he's not Eckler, but he's going to do enough. I think Herbert has a huge game.
Yeah.
I was leaning on the Chargers as well. I'm gonna go a different route, a whole different route, because last year week 2 I picked the 49ers, and they crapped the bed against the Falcons. So I'm not doing it this year. Again, this is not. I don't know if it's my final pick though. I'm gonna throw that out there, but I'm leaning towards the Saints on Monday night.
Ooh.
I'm leaning towards the Saints against the Panthers.
I think that'd be a decent pick.
That's my pick.
I want to turn this up.
I turn mine up a
You
little
got
bit. I
YouTube
need to hear
TV,
this.
and you can rewind it, sir. We are being professionals here.
This is sports.
No,
It's
not-
breaking news in sports.
No, we got that. The Rock is there. That was already leaked earlier
I'm
today.
a cool boy.
Oh,
That
I
was
can turn
leaked
it
earlier
up.
today.
Turn it up.
No.
So
I'm just saying, I'm not a hater like y'all. We're doing a show, gentlemen.
We didn't say that.
We didn't say nothing. It was breaking news.
In the comments, we didn't say that though.
It was breaking news and things happened.
I rewound it and I paused it. I'm gonna turn it up after we go off there.
Now, we're doing an extended show. We're gonna be no more than 20 more minutes. All right, give us 20 more minutes every time. We got some notes to go through because as you were shocked that The Rock is back on SmackDown, the world was shocked when Texas beat Alabama last Saturday. We discussed this on a radio show. We did not discuss this on the podcast.
I wasn't shocked.
Obviously, I'm coming straight to you because you got the shirt on. Alabama Crimson Tide. Are you still hurt over the outcome of that game last week?
It hurt for a few days, but I'm better now. I mean, we got what we deserved. Alabama got what they deserved last week. They did not play up to the caliber of team they were playing against. Mistakes were made, and I mean, it was all the way around. Poor coaching, bad calls on both sides of the ball. Quarterback play was sketchy to say at least.
So bad that they benched him.
And that's the thing. I was wondering when it was going to happen, but it was difficult because I was watching the press conference when Coach Saban was saying that he thought about pulling him, and then he threw the touchdown pass. So now he had to let him stay in the game, and then it went back to where it was, and then he threw another touchdown. So he just, he rode the wave and tried to make sure that he supported him through it. But, this week, Tyler went ahead and locked it up. So we're going to see what he looks like against USF and see how we move forward. And
you literally said that with a big face.
Kool-Aid said it best. There's not been one national championship won in week 2. So
you said
we'll
that.
See how it plays out. And if we can
There's not been what?
There's not been one national championship awarded in week 2.
How many have been lost in week 2 then?
Not many. Remember, at the end of the year, it's about strength of schedule. No. You got to be quicker than that.
I don't know. So Florida State has moved up.
Right.
Florida State is looking good. Quarterback's thrown over 700 yards in 2 games. Looking good there. We had a couple more upsets last week with Texas A&M going down Miami, right? And then Wisconsin lost as well. I forgot who they played, but
Wazoo. They played Wazoo. Washington State.
Okay.
Ooh.
If it was Washington, I would understand, but Washington State?
Washington State. Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
Washington got a good quarterback. I like Washington quarterback. But Washington State, really?
Yeah, Penix. Is that his name? Michael Penix?
Penix. Yeah. He looks good too. Obviously, Colorado has dominated the headlines in college football. We agree that they will beat Colorado State tomorrow night, but how bad of a butt whooping is this game going to turn out?
I think I think it's going to get ugly. And I think Deion said it. They made it. Colorado State made it personal.
When are they gonna learn to shut the hell up? Stop talking to them.
I don't understand.
Why
they
do you
try
want
to
this
make
man
it
to come
personal?
rip your mouth out?
I think they just try to make it relevant. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was personal.
It was relevant anyway. I mean, college game day, so it was relevant anyway. I think that was him, trying to steal some headlines.
Exactly.
all the talk was on Colorado and not Colorado. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. They were trying to be relevant. That's what I'm saying. They was trying to be relevant.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, hey, remember, we're here too, kind of, kind of deal. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that then.
And Deion is a marketing genius because what did he do? He goes on First Take today and gives out his new line of sunglasses to everybody. I'm like,
we're coming with our shades on.
We're coming with shades on. How do you avoid? Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna say this out loud right now. If these coaches don't learn how to shut the hell up and mind it and just play football, we're gonna mess around and have the conversation of Deion and Colorado in the college football playoff. Stop giving them bulletin board material.
I got that, but they still
Stop
got to
giving
USC's
them-
I don't think they like they're the team we're talking about now. I don't think
They're
that
hot,
they are
right?
gonna be college
But
football.
I'm gonna tell you like this:
I don't think they'll be in the playoffs.
if they ride this wave out, and I'm gonna tell you, like we said before, the two games that matter coming up real
And they
soon.
got them back to back.
You got them back to back. If they win, I say if they win one of those and have a close game with the other, you're going to have them in the conversation. You're going to have to. Because one thing about USC, they're not going undefeated. Oregon,
Right. I
not
don't
going
think-
undefeated.
They still got to win their title game. At the end of the day, they still
Right,
have
and
to
that's
win
what
their
I
title
don't
game.
think. I don't think that they.
But
I don't
if
think
they get to that title game, they're in the
they're gonna
conversation.
they're going to be the team that we're talking about for a while, but I don't think
Yeah.
that they make the playoffs. I don't.
And
I don't think
I'm
they
not saying they
win the Pac-12.
will make
I don't
the
even
playoffs.
think they win the Pac-12.
I'm not saying you mean the Pac-4, but I'm not even going to say that they make the. I'm not going to say that they will make it, but I'm saying that we are going to have a conversation about them in the college football playoff, due to the fact that giving them bulletin board material doesn't do anything but motivate that whole team. And Deion is a wonderful motivator, and I'm not saying that they are world beaters, but I'm not saying that they cannot be in the conversation of being in the playoff, because crazier things have happened.
But it's really not a game this weekend that we can say game of the week, because the schedules have everybody playing, easy teams. So if one of the top 25 loses, it's definitely going to be a shock or a surprise to everybody. Speaking of shock and surprise to everybody, because we are the All Sports Matters podcast, and here All Sports Do Matter, we'll briefly discuss a couple of shocks that went through last weekend. Team USA did not win the gold at the FIBA Championships.
They didn't even win the
They
bronze.
didn't medal at all.
They didn't medal at all.
They let Dylan Brooks lead Team Canada to a victory.
And then let Schroeder end up being the doggone
MVP.
MVP of the doggone tournament. Tomfoolery.
How much Dylan Brooks scored on him? 60?
39.
39.
Yes,
39.
I mean, for Dylan Brooks, that is 60.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty sure he's talking smack all season to the Olympics because of that.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you that.
But
he's still
the rest
talking
of the world-
talking
the
about
rest of
LeBron.
the world is in trouble though. Come the 2024 Olympics.
Yeah, all the stars have aligned,
Right.
I should say.
They have woken up the beast.
Yep, because you got LeBron, you got
Bron leading
Steph,
the charge, and
Steph-
Bron's leading the charge and recruiting everybody. Bron
Steph
said,
Curry. Steph Curry already said he coming.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Bron said he's coming and he's bringing his luggage.
So
It's amazing that
Louis
this is
Vuitton luggage.
it's amazing that this is Steph Curry's first Olympics though.
Is it?
Yep, it is. He has
First
never
Olympics
participated in an Olympics.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I just read that a couple of days ago. That was
That's
amazing
kinda
to me.
a
I was like,
fun
what?
fact from the chef.
That is quite interesting. I like that.
Welcome to the show, DD. Another upset last week. Israel Adesanya, UFC 293, got an ass whooping from Sean Strickland and lost the middleweight championship. How shocked are we, considering all the mess he talked up to before the fight? It even danced his way during introductions just to get his ass beat. How shocked are we on that?
He said Melo coming back.
Was
He got
not-
dominated.
I mean,
Like he
man,
wasn't even close.
Middleweight.
That
Was
was
that his
middleweight.
weight class? Yeah, he was the champion.
literally a
I'm
match.
confused about that question.
No, they said what was his weight class. They didn't know what his weight class
Oh, I
was.
thought it said, was that his weight class?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yes.
That
He's
was
the champion in that weight class. So yeah,
Yes.
that was a master class. That was
yeah, he got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else you can say about that. He got his butt whooped, and he knew he got his butt whooped. Like he got humbled, and he humbled himself after the match.
yeah.
Well, he tried to move up and lost there, and then he went back to defend his title. Speaking of a masterclass, we have a young lady by the name of Coco Gauff who did a masterclass at the U.S. Open last week, or last 2 weeks, I should say.
Coco.
Shout out to Coco.
She is now $3 million pocket heavy while still living with her parents. She was asked what is the first thing she's going to do. She says, I live with my parents. I'm not spending any money. Which
Right.
is,
Bingo.
that money right there, that quote that she made, just,
Spend
you're
it
right.
Yeah,
Did y'all see
that's the first of many for her.
Did y'all see the video of the lady that she defeated to win the championship in the locker room? She went in the
Yeah.
locker room and tore it down.
Rockjaw? Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
Rockjaw went in
Like,
the locker
why?
room and walked her mind.
Oh my, you so angry.
There was a lot of unforced errors because Coco defended her
I was
serve.
about to say Coco was
Yeah.
returning everything.
So she was getting, you could tell she was getting frustrated. So when she was serving, she got a lot of double faults, lost a lot of points. And that led to Coco just messed with her.
And not even that, I can't Sabalenka, her
Sabalenka?
game is a power based game, and she's used to overpowering her opponents. And Coco was getting
hit her
to
with the
everything that
finesse.
she was throwing at her.
I mean, everything.
Love it.
So yeah, it
Before we-
frustrated her.
Before we go around the room to close out our show, Chef, what you got for us this week?
So I only got one thing. Applaud to Justin Jefferson because he has reached the milestone of 5,000 plus receiving yards in his first 5 years. He has more receiving yards than this franchise
The Bears.
has in
The
their
Bears.
entirety.
Say that again.
It's the Bears.
He has more receiving yards than this franchise has ever had in the entirety of its existence.
The Ravens.
Who is the franchise?
The Ravens.
It's the Bears.
Not even close.
It's the Bears.
He knows it's the Chicago Bears. In the 100
They were
plus
established
year
in
history,
1920.
So
100-year plus history.
DD, they can't see you because you're coming from YouTube.
And tell DD you're the fan, sir.
Still whining.
We'll answer that. The answer is yes.
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 It is the
JPP
Bears.
will always whine.
Yeah.
But
So-
my bad, Rob. Go ahead.
No, you're totally fine.
I do have a
It-
fun fact myself.
And it's go ahead, Amir. Hit
Go
him.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, it's so amazing that 5 years and two games into the season, and he has more receiving yards than their entire damn franchise.
So that's bad. That's the
100 years.
definition. That's the
Over
bad. That's the
100
definition of bad news Bears, though, ain't it?
Bad news. That
So
is
the
bad.
Bears, as a total franchise, they don't have over 5,000 yards receiving?
No, a
No.
player. A player doesn't have it.
It's
Oh,
has more career yards than any player in the
Any
history.
player. That's what I'm
Any
saying.
player in the history
But
of
no-
their
Okay.
franchise.
I
Right,
thought
any
you-
player,
I
but
thought
not
you
the
said
not
like
the franchise
Bears
itself.
total
No,
yards.
no,
Yeah.
No, it's like
Like, what?
career of a player in the Bears franchise. And think about it now. We have a bunch
Yeah,
of
that's
wide
what-
receivers
I
that
was
were
about to
in
say,
their
didn't they have Percy
franchise
Harvin?
that, 5,000 yards. He has more than any
Yeah.
wide receiver.
Who they ain't have Percy? What Percy Harvin went?
Minnesota.
With
It's Devin
Seattle
Hester.
Vikings.
You're thinking Devin Hester.
Devin Hester. I knew it was one of the
He never
little
received yards.
fast
He was
ninja
receiving
feet boys.
punt returns, really. He wasn't
Hester,
dangerous.
yeah,
as a
Hester
receiver.
made his money off returns.
Yeah.
I got a baseball note and a baseball fun fact. Baseball note: the Atlanta Braves just clinched the National League East, the first team to clinch their division by a wide margin, obviously. If they don't win the Super Bowl, I'm telling you right now, if they don't win the Super Bowl, it's disappointing.
Well, they can't win the Super
I'm
Bowl.
sure they won't win the Super Bowl.
They better not win the damn Super Bowl.
If they do win the Super Bowl, then everything
win the
went
Super Bowl.
wrong.
That team, that offense, they can win the Super Bowl.
Everything went wrong if they win the Super Bowl.
If they win the Super Bowl, then yeah, we felt it.
Yes, I know the World Series.
Reality.
Their offense is elite.
It is. It is.
It really
They don't win
is.
the
All
World
right.
Series, I believe.
It's
a bust.
definitely anything less than a World Series title is.
Yeah, it's a bust. This
Yeah,
team,
I agree with that. I agree.
this
They all right.
team is destined for a World Series win. It really is.
All right.
What's your fun fact?
My fun fact is
How many Super Bowls have the Braves won?
no. I think they won world championships though in football, but we'll get to that as history. That's history. The reason I did it because it's a baseball fun fact. So I just throw a little baseball in there. One pitcher has pitched to the last 3 home run leaders, all-time leaders, which was Barry Bonds. And who did Barry Bonds pass? Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire.
And who did Mark McGwire pass?
Season? Sammy Sosa.
All time.
Roger Maris.
Roger Maris. One pitcher has pitched to all 3 of those guys.
What?
Yes.
Nolan Ryan?
Yes.
Nice.
Look, I was going to say either him or Randy Johnson, but yeah.
No, because
Or
Randy Johnson
Maddox.
never picked the Maris.
He never picked the Maris. Yeah, that would have been.
That's why I had to go back like, damn.
Roger
Who the
Maris
hell's that
actually
old?
has pitched to all 3 of them.
Nice.
They're a record 5 for 13 with no home runs.
Wow.
Because that was before, steroids.
Yeah, it was. Actually, it was, yeah.
He said, yeah, actually, it was.
Before Barry Bonds' head got big. Literally.
Fleck, what you got for us?
I'm looking forward to this Gators game. This is gonna let us know where we're at. We got number 11 Tennessee this weekend.
I don't know why you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, what do you mean where you're
Why
at?
am I looking forward to it? Because I'm a Gators fan.
I said I don't know why you're looking forward to it.
Because I'm a
I
Gators
know
fan.
why. I just don't know why.
Because I'm a Gators fan. Duh.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Georgia Bulldogs, because I know South Carolina is supposedly not that good, but I just want to see what's going to happen.
Like Amir said, though, it's a lot of weak games.
It's a wild.
You know what I'm saying? This is an off week in college.
Yeah. It's a downside.
Jim,
It's a Saturday to run errands.
hold on, Jim. I come to you. You think Mississippi State can do something against LSU?
Nope.
Just nothing.
Well, you know what? I'm lying, probably, because the way LSU secondary is set up, they let Grambling run go up the field on them 3 times straight and didn't even pinch them until like the second. They were initially supposed to play their starters the first quarter and then pull them. The starters played the entire first half because that's how Grambling was running up and down the field on them. So, I mean, the cornerbacks. I was actually there. The cornerbacks played deeper than the safeties.
Wow.
That's how ridiculous that was, and they were still getting beat.
Wow.
If we had to pull decide pick an upset in college football this weekend, who y'all got? I think Michigan State can beat
That's
Washington.
too many goddamn games.
I think Michigan State can beat Washington.
Well, Michigan State right now, I don't think so. Not the
That's
way
why I
they're
brought it
coaches
up.
out here.
I was segueing it for him here.
Obviously, open that door. I
I was
didn't,
segueing it for you.
I didn't want to talk about it because I was going to wait until the hearing in October 5th.
I mean, but we wouldn't be sports journalists if we didn't
Yep.
acknowledge
I
what was
would.
going on.
I didn't want to open that door this week.
I mean, it's happening though. It happened.
But I don't mind opening that door. Let me in.
Rob,
Go ahead, Rob.
what is
We
going
have a-
on yet
We have a
again?
$95 million coach
Yet
out here.
again.
Literally, a $95 million coach who literally is coaching at Michigan State, who decided that he wanted to have what he classified as consensual relations with a former victim of sexual assault who does public speaking and works with the Michigan State football team. And even though he is married and been married for a long, long time, he said it was consensual, which I'm still trying to fathom that whole dichotomy of what he's talking about. And so he has stated that they have had various calls where they decided that it would be advantageous for them to have sexual relations over the phone. One being during a golf trip that he listed as business, but in actuality was a golf trip that he went on. And the young lady filed her case in December, Title IX, sexual harassment, sexual assault case, and stated that she had been being harassed by the head coach. Multiple different agencies reported initially that he was fired, but later on it was brought forward that he was just being suspended without pay. He stated that he was having a consensual relationship, but he still more than likely will lose that job because he has lost the vote of confidence that he could lead that team and make decisions that are reflective of a leader for Michigan State. So I say sayonara to that damn 95 million, you dumbass, and welcome out here to these streets where we are at.
Where's the bleep button?
Come on out
What
here
is happening?
and work with us, you complete and utter dumbass.
Did you?
I am so frustrated with this dude.
What is happening?
I don't know what the hell to do with my damn self.
Sir.
You have wasted $95 million damn dollars. 95 million. 95. Sorry, you do not mess the bag up
And
like this.
After this, he won't coach ever again, probably.
He probably not.
He won't. Sarge, let me tell you, he will not even be able to coach Pop Warner after this year. You're done.
Well,
It's
I
a wrap,
don't know.
man.
Art Briles was able to go and coach.
He's not. Okay, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking, but you know damn well the difference between him and Art Briles. I'm just gonna say that right now. Let's leave it right there.
We have to keep the censor button ready for Rob.
Did
That's
you
what
not
I'm
get
saying.
fined enough last week, sir?
I'm just saying.
Look,
I'm sorry. Look, I got a little emotional, but
Good night.
this one here aggravated my spirit, and I had to get that off my chest. I'm just saying.
I think that's the reason why I try to stay away from this conversation.
And I think the reason why I'm more upset is this guy was a former Saban assistant. He was a former Kirby Smart assistant. And this guy has learned from some of the greatest coaches ever to be talked about. And this is what you do. This is what you pull. This is where you go with it. Okay. Welcome to being broke, chump. But you're not going to be broke, but you're not getting that 95 mil, though.
Almond Joy. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes
you don't.
Look, see, you know what? We about to get taken off the air.
I said Almond Joy.
We about to get taken off the air.
I said Almond Joy.
Getting
he
back
did
to
better
the
than I did.
sports side of things, you got to be mindful of
Miles have nut.
where this is taking place and the history that Michigan State has had with sexual assaults.
That
Bingo.
part.
That's the other part.
This is not going to look good. Yeah, this is definitely. We're going to be waiting on a Netflix special here shortly.
I don't even think he gets a Netflix special.
Yeah,
You're gonna
and
need his
here
burger, bro.
on the All Sports Matters podcast, we will do this again Sunday morning on the All Sports Matters radio show on Vibe 95 or
Take Sunday off.
www.vibe95station.com or the Parlay period, the actual period app. You got to remember that when you type in period,
And
it's a period.
it's scrolling across the ticker for those who are wondering.
For those that can't read, Parlay period app.
The actual period, not spell out period.
Yeah. That's all we got, gentlemen. We'll see each other Sunday morning for a radio show. Jim, producer, you got anything for the public?
Hey, did y'all talk about that dude who got the bonus in one game?
We talked about Josh Allen throwing the 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Did y'all talk about him
We
getting his
didn't
bonus?
say that he got his bonus though.
That's pretty dope. I don't know his name, but he got a bonus.
Whitehead.
Like Whitehead.
But with that being said, you good, Amir?
I'm great.
You know, some people like football, basketball, and baseball. Others like hockey, volleyball, and soccer. But here, all sports matter. We out.